If someone said to me, why would they take a week out of their schedule to be part of this Commonwealth Leaders Study Program, I would say because you will have a chance to build a network of people who are in many ways like you, but in many ways radically different because of their background and history, that will enrich your life, your business, your public policy work, your educational work for decades to come. And I would say to them, missing this opportunity would be closing a door on a part of your potential, which would be truly, truly wasteful. I think the seniority of the people in the room today reflects really the present generation and the coming generation of corporate leadership, of democratic leadership, educational, not-for-profit leadership right across the Commonwealth. It is a much higher level of engagement and seniority than we normally find in these kinds of exercises. What I've seen today is that there are in fact two Commonwealths. There's the institutional structure at Marlborough Palace, which sort of does its best, mumbles along, sometimes courageously, sometimes with no courage at all. And then there's what I'd like to call the real Commonwealth, the leaders in business, the private sector, NGOs, education, public policy, who care deeply about its values and are prepared to work together to achieve the kind of change which reflects the core values of the Commonwealth around enterprise, democracy, freedom, rule of law, human rights. That's what is so encouraging about what I saw today in the CSCLeaders program. What I saw today was very bright, effective leaders from their respective countries putting forward very intensely constructive ideas about how to deal with access to health care, how to deal with youth at risk, how to deal with community relationships that are empowering for the citizen, how to deal about resource management. And you don't get to see that in an area that is as intense and as well done as we saw today. I've not seen that anywhere else. The idea that I heard today that I liked the best was the Commonwealth Youth Card, the card that would connect young people to making their own decisions in a constructive way and getting rewards for volunteering, for taking extra education, for working on their own health, on physical fitness, being part of their community, and getting rewards on a card which said that we valued who they were and what they believed in, and that their role in our larger society was important. And the more of the good things they did, the stronger their own prospects would be. I think a card that did that was swipeable right across the Commonwealth would be a huge, huge contributor to the sense of common values. I got the Commonwealth bug in grade 4, and I was going to a religious school, tied very much to the Old Testament. And the wall of my classroom was surrounded by the sketches and photographs of the great biblical figures, Moses, Aaron, Joseph, Abraham, Isaac. And at the front of the class was a picture of a very young Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke of Edinburgh at the top of the class, larger and higher than anything else. And I asked my teacher in grade 4, why would that be? Her name was Mrs. Handelman. And she said, young man, the reason we have freedom in this country to attend any school we like is because we're all equal under the crown before the law. That's what the Commonwealth has always meant to me. In my travels around the Commonwealth as Canada's special envoy and as a member of the Eminent Persons Group, I found a common sense of values around tolerance, around inclusion, around making progress in an orderly way, about the role of democracy, order, peace, good government. Not because every government and every country meets the test now, but because we are all trying in our own way to get there in some constructive fashion, and there's a real desire to share technical expertise with each other at all levels so that we get there in a way that is reflective of our own culture. And it is in fact an opportunity for intercultural leadership by a volunteer organization representing 2.4 billion people. You don't find that across the world these days in any place more intensely than you do in the Commonwealth of Nations.